What's up everyone, I'm Deanna from our channel Deefy TV. We are a couples channel that make videos on traveling and eating. In this video today, we are going to be apartment hunting for 1-bedroom condos in Chiang Mai. We are looking for a monthly rental contract. Since we are two people that like separate sleeping and living/working areas, we are only looking for 1-bedroom condos. So there will not be any studio apartments or condos. In this video, we're gonna go over 10 different apartments and condos that we looked at in the Nimman Road area of Chiang Mai. We are going to include monthly advertised rental prices, water and electric prices, and any additional amenities such as like room size, laundry, gym, pool. We are also going to include personal reasons on why we did or did not choose a certain place, and stay tuned to the end to see which apartment we ended up choosing. So the first place on our list is Patitta Apartments, which was right beside the Airbnb we were staying at, and it's right off of Nimman Road. So it's in a really good location, walking distance to a lot of the big places like Maya Mall and all the restaurants in Nimman. Overall, it seemed like a pretty perfect place. It checked off most of the items we had on our list. The place was pretty clean. The price point was great. There was even a washer in the room. The overall size of the apartment was big. There was a king-size bed and full kitchen, along with the shower and toilet situation. Those were separate, which isn't always the case in Thailand. The biggest downfall for this place was there was no pool and there was no gym, but the worst was there was no option for an external internet. The only option was the shared internet service provided by the apartment, which isn't always reliable. We probably could have looked over the no gym and no pool because there are so many options for day passes to local pools and gyms. However, the external internet was the biggest downfall for us. If we personally weren't so reliant on having internet in our place, we would have chosen this one because there are so many restaurants and local cafes with Wi-Fi, but that was the pretty much only reason why we didn't choose this apartment. Our next stop was Pansook Urban. We walked up Nimman Road and then across Huay Kaew Road. There are a lot of other apartments up in this area, so we decided to check a few out. So this is Huay Kaew Road that goes to the old city. There's the dome, and there's a few other ones that should be down this street, so we're gonna just venture. Lego. Okay, it says luxury Huay Kaew this way, and I think Pansook is down there. Okay, it's nice because it's a little off the main road. So it should be quieter.
Looking at all of them.
We're gonna check them all out. The next place we visited was Pansook Urban Condos, and the ladies at the office were extremely friendly and helpful. They ended up showing us several different apartments. Overall, the condos we looked at were very clean and up to date. There was no gym and no pool in these condo buildings as well, but there was an option for an external internet. All rooms we looked at had a full kitchen and separate bedroom and living area. The smallest room we visited was 32 square meters. In this smaller room we looked at, there were 2 different desks/tables that we could work on. The room did have 2 different air conditioning units. The kitchen seemed to be stocked with a decent amount of appliances like a kettle, a microwave, even a rice cooker, which is really nice. And the bathroom appeared to be really up to date and clean, which was great. The biggest downside to this room is that there was no laundry inside of the room. However, there was a self-service laundry facility in the building for a small fee. The biggest room we looked at was 62 square meters, and it did have a washer inside of the room, which was great. This one had a full kitchen as well, along with 2 different air conditioning units. This room was definitely a bit more spacious. The bathroom wasn't as nice as the smaller unit, but it seemed to be decently clean. The initial price for this one was 17,000 baht per month, and after talking with them, they immediately reduced the price to 16,000 baht per month without us even asking, which showed us there was some wiggle room with the pricing. And overall, Pansook Urban was very high on our list. It checked off a lot of the boxes. After Pansook, we went directly next door to luxury Huay Kaew, which you could immediately tell was a newer and nicer building. I believe the guy said the building was about 3 years old, and this one did include a pool, a gym, and I believe a sauna as well, but don't quote me on that. There was a washer inside of every room, and the amenities were modern and up to date. The room layout did feel a bit smaller, even though it was 35 square meters. The bed was a queen size bed, and if you wanted fresh sheets, you either had to buy them or you could rent them per month for 600 baht. This isn't uncommon in Thailand, but just keep in mind it is an additional cost. Personally, I think this apartment was a little too expensive. There are comparable apartments for way cheaper, especially since there was no option for an external internet. However, it was a newer building with a nice outdoor pool and gym. It was just a little above our price point for what we were getting. We walked back down towards Huay Road and stopped by the Dome Residence, which is number 4 on our list. The Dome felt more like a hotel or an extended stay apartment complex. There was no pool available, but there was a gym. And each room had an individual router with shared internet throughout the building. The kitchen had no microwave, but it was like a mini kitchen with fridge, and there was no washer. There was a self-service laundry area for a small fee downstairs. The room was clean, but it wasn't super nice. However, it did have a king-size bed, which is always a plus. The bathroom was a little dated, and the shower curtain didn't look like it would block all of the water, so the bathroom floor would probably get wet every time you use the shower. Overall, the Dome was an okay option for us and felt more like a monthly rental hotel. We walked over to check out Chiang Mai Lodge since we are familiar and we really like some of the small restaurants in this area. It's quiet and it's a little further back off of Huay Road. This was probably the most expensive apartment we looked at. The initial advertised price was 19,500 baht, but after we looked at it, the guy immediately reduced the price to 16,500 baht. Included in this price was a weekly room clean, bedsheet change, and bathroom cleaning, but I still think the price is a little steep for what you're getting. The room overall felt pretty clean. However, the bathroom was extremely dated, and I personally don't really like bathtubs. That one had a bathtub with a shower curtain. There was a gym, however, there was no pool in this building. Next, we walked across Huay Road to Huay Residence, which is number 6 on our list. It's hard to miss this complex as there are several very big buildings right along the main road. You can immediately tell that this is an older building. The appliances are a little dated, and I don't think you can even use the stovetop that's provided, but they do have a microwave and a refrigerator. The bathroom situation was neat. There was a separate toilet area and a separate showering bathroom, which is kind of convenient. There was no washer in the room, but downstairs there was a laundry service. Overall, the room was pretty spacious. The layout was nice. There was a desk to work on. The bed was a king bed, and there was plenty of cabinet and closet space. The biggest downside to this apartment was there was no option for an external router, but there was a gym and a pool. However, it was under construction. Next, we walked over to the S Condo, but once we went inside, they said the only room available was 26,000 baht per month, which was well over our price range, so we walked to the Siri condominium, which was right next door. This condo was pretty much perfect. It checked off all of our boxes. The layout was nice. There was a washer inside of the room. The bed was a king-size bed. There was an option for external internet, and there was a pool and gym inside of this building as well. The biggest downside was it was pretty expensive. It was well over our ideal budget of 15,000 baht per month. The initial asking price was 19,200 baht per month, but she immediately talked it down to 18,200 baht per month. But even then it was still above our ideal monthly rental budget. Plus, we needed to take into account that it is 700 baht per month for Wi-Fi internet. At this time, we had done as much as we could by foot, and it was time to expand our search radius. Okay, second step, getting a scooter rental.
And like always, get another helmet because my head is too big.
He has a big head, so we have to go buy him a separate helmet because it doesn't fit. Here we go. Vroom, vroom. We hopped on the scooter and headed towards the Maya Mall area. We checked out Prime Square Condominiums, which is a brand new apartment complex across the main highway from Maya. You could tell it was new. The layouts were very modern. The amenities and appliances were very modern and up to date. The bathroom was nice. The shower was probably one of the nicest that we've seen. This place checked a lot of the boxes. There was a washer inside of the room, enough working space. There was a full kitchen, and there was a gym and pool in the building. The biggest downside for this one was there was a lot of construction around the building because this area is really growing. So we have experienced that before, and we were afraid that there would be a lot of construction noises during our stay. Other than that, it was really hard to say no to this place because it is such a good price. It checks all of the boxes and it's a new building, but construction can make or break an experience for us. Next, we drove over to Promt Apartment, which is number 9 on our list. It is right off of the main Nimman Highway Road, and it is within 2 minutes walking to Maya Mall. This was probably one of the most interesting layouts that we've seen. It was considered a 1-bedroom, however, I'm pretty sure it was a studio. There was a moving wall that acted as a separate room wall. It was almost as if it was initially a studio apartment and then someone decided to add a moving wall into it. But it looked like the bathroom was recently updated to add a separate shower so the water wouldn't get all of the bathroom. There was a kitchenette, which had a mini fridge and a microwave option, but there was no washer in the room and no laundry service in the building. However, there was a gym and pool. Last but not least, we drove over to Play Condominium, but when that was completely full, we stopped by the Bliss Hotel, which was advertised as a full-service apartment. However, it felt more like a hotel or an extended stay hotel suite. There was a full kitchen, and the room was pretty spacious. There was a king bed as well, so it had a lot of nice features to it. However, there was no pool and the gym was pretty small, and the biggest downfall was there was only a shared internet option and no option for an external. There was also no laundry in the building, however, there was service delivery. Honestly, there are so many places to stay in Chiang Mai, and you can spend days or even weeks looking for the perfect place. We found the best way to get the best deal is to just get a hotel or an Airbnb for a few nights and then go in person to each apartment and see the room you would be staying in, negotiate a good price, and then you know exactly what you're getting. And since it is busy season, a lot of the places were already booked. We came in November and a lot of places were completely full until next year, so it's just a little bit of hunting to find the perfect place for you. And there are definitely cheaper options out there. When I first came to Thailand and before I met Phil, I was staying in the Chiang Mai University area and I had a studio style hotel room apartment for 6,000 baht per month, which is super cheap. So there are cheaper options out there. It really just depends on your situation and what you want for a monthly rental. Drum roll, please. Boom. We ended up choosing the Siri condominium. It fit perfectly for everything that we wanted, and since we were staying here at least a month and we ended up staying longer, we ended up negotiating down for a better deal, so this place ended up being perfect for us and our situation. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask us. Let us know in the comments below what place you would have chosen if you would have made the same decision as us, or if there's somewhere else that you liked more. Give this video a big thumbs up if you found it helpful, or if you thought it was just cool to see a different condo and apartment in Thailand. Don't forget to check out some of our other videos. We have videos of Thailand and other places that we've traveled to. If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel. We are still a small channel and trying to grow. We really appreciate all of you guys watching us and following us on our journey. As always, thank you so much for watching and getting to this part of the video. Until next time, bye!